Hey guys, how you doing? Eric at SoCal Cigars here. Well, I'm actually upstairs in my office. I am doing this video because it has been requested for several months now by a lot of my subscribers. Because you'll see sometimes when I'm up here checking out my humidor, which is down back there, people have commented, hey, you've got a bunch of pipes. And they've asked, like I said, for several months now, can you do a review of your pipes? We just kind of want to see your pipe collection, even though we know this is primarily a cigar channel. You know, like I've said before, a lot of people that smoke cigars smoke pipes and vice versa. I've always said that if you're going to smoke cigars or pipes, why not give the other side a try too? I think they're complementary to each other, obviously. They're very similar. And so I think anyone that's smoking one or the other should give the other one a shot just to see if they like it. For me, like I've done videos before talking about the differences, the real difference for me is there's a lot more tending involved in pipe smoking than there is in cigars. So cigars, you can basically cut it, light it, smoke it. When you're done, you throw it in the ashtray, you walk away. Pipes, you're having to bring a check tool, and you've got to bring filters, and you've got to bring pouches of stuff, and you've got to bring carry cases, and you can't just chuck the pipe when you're done. You know, so that's kind of the only difference I really could say is that cigars are a little easier and more convenient. But that being said, to me, a lot of the reason that you are smoking a cigar is to go unwind and just kind of drift off into the never never in your head. And I think the mechanics of smoking a pipe actually lend pretty well to that kind of distraction that we get from smoking a cigar or a pipe. So I think some of the mechanics of it actually make that even more helpful if you're trying to just kind of sit and chill. Kind of gives you something to distract your brain from turning, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm just going to go through each pipe one by one, and I'm going to give you the information I have. I'll just preload that a lot of the pipes I've gotten are from like eBay, vintage, or what they call estate pipe auctions. Sometimes you've got a data sheet 3 pages long. I mean, I can almost tell you what time of day it was and what the guy had for lunch that made the pipe. Other pipes, it literally says it's from Ireland, and we think it's this, and that's it. So the pipes that I do buy on auction, I try to go do some research on them. I'll go look on the internet. There's a lot of like really good pipe resources where you can look up the company who made the pipe or the person who actually made the pipe carved it themselves. And so I think some of the intrinsic value of a pipe can sometimes be the backstory. You know, you might see a pipe and there's not much data on it, and then you find out that this guy only made pipes for 10 years, and then he ended up working for Dunhill making their pipes, and so the pipes he were doing, were getting, incredible Breyer, and he only made so many, and then went on to become like, a more famous guy working for someone like Dunhill. And then you're like, wow, getting one of those pipes would be really cool. And so what seems just like this one-off weird pipe, when you learn about the history of it, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. So that is some of the value in the pipes. I will also warn you, I'm not a big pipe person. I probably know enough just to be dangerous. And so don't try to pre-forgive that I will probably maybe mention things that are wrong or maybe the wrong term. I know, like, I get screwed up between calling a pipe that sits down a sitter when it's actually, I think, called a setter. So I interchange terms sometimes, but anyway, just wanted to let you know ahead of time. I know way more about cigars than I do pipes. I think pipes are beautiful. I think they're awesome to collect. They're enjoyable to smoke. And so, like I said, I haven't nearly invested the decades into pipe smoking that I have in cigar smoking, so I'm by no means a pipe aficionado. I am, by the best definition, I am a pipe novice, just kind of getting my feet wet, and happen to have acquired, I think I have about 10 pipes. So anyway, let's get out of here and get on to checking out each pipe, and then we will wrap it up at the end. So here we go. Roll the pipes. All right, pipe number 1 is the Big Bend Vintage Bent Bulldog, Model 470. This I got from Pipes and Cigars online. And it was actually part of a kind of a beginner's set. So this is one of those things where you got to pick a pipe, and then you got to pick a couple, like 3 different tobaccos, and I think you got a lighter and like a tamper. So I think this is what I got with that kit. It's still unsmoked. A lot of my pipes are unsmoked. And this one, the stem is vulcanite, and it's basically from Holland. Is the Big Ben is from Holland, and it's Breyer, and it's a smooth finish, and the shape is a bent Bulldog. Okay, and here is the next pipe. This one I really like. I love the looks of this. I love the stain on the Breyer. I love this inlaid 3 bands they did that aren't stained. So this is from a company called Golden Gate. This is the Bent Dublin Luxury B. And this is actually from the Ukraine. I really love the looks of this pipe. You kind of see the flame grain here. Kind of wraps around. There's not a ton of bird's eye on this one, but it's mostly like the flame grain, they call it. Again, unsmoked. This is a brand new pipe. Got the GG for Golden Gate inlaid there. Again, haven't smoked this one yet, but I really love this pipe. I think it's a really beautiful design. It's really sleek. Kind of dig it. Okay, here's the next pipe. This is another really cool one, I think. This is an Aldo Vinale Napoli. This is actually from Italy, and this is a like a blasted texture, so it's been carved out, and it's got like a dark, like a pretty much black stain on it. It's got the silver banding right here and a clear acrylic stem. It's kind of got that iridescent kind of blue texturing running through it. Again, this is a pipe I have not smoked. It's still brand new. And again, this is kind of one I don't know a ton about. A lot of my pipes are from like eBay estate pipe auctions. So sometimes they give a huge rundown. I've got pipes that I can tell you the length, the weight, the bowl height, the chamber depth, diameters, everything. And there's some that are like this one where it's like I just know the name of it and it's from Italy. So, but again, a lot of the pipes, like I said, I don't know. Like I'll go on eBay and look at some of these estate pipe auctions and just, I don't know, pick one I like for some reason. Sometimes it's what I've read about it. A lot of times I'll go, and I always suggest this, I'll see a pipe like this and I'll go look it up on the like different pipe websites just to get a rundown to see, this is a pile of garbage. I would never buy one. So usually I always get pipes that have really favorable reviews, or they're like hard to get, or you kind of read about the pipe designer, who actually made the pipe, and it kind of adds some intrinsic value to me to the pipe because I know the kind of the backstory. So I think that's part of why I'll be attracted to getting a certain pipe. Okay, and here is the next one. I absolutely love the looks of this pipe, and this is like a sitter. So you can set it down and it will stay on its own. So that's, I guess, why they call them a sitter type pipe. But this is from Denmark. A lot of pipes you'll notice, especially when you start looking on eBay, I was actually unaware how many pipes are actually from Denmark. Obviously Italy and France and America, there's pipes obviously from everywhere, but I was actually surprised to see the vast majority of pipes you're finding on like eBay under these like vintage auctions, they're from Denmark. And so this is a Bjorn Thurman straight grain, what they call a freehand, and like I showed you before, it's what they call a setter. Obviously from Denmark, and this is a pretty long pipe. It's 6 3/8 long. So this is kind of what they call a plateau pipe. So what it means is they've got like, the briar has been carved. They got the flame grain running up here, but then on the top they leave it kind of like not rusticated. I think they leave it kind of natural, and this is kind of the plateau. But I just think this is an absolutely gorgeous pipe. When I saw this one, I was really happy I won this auction. I just think it's absolutely a gorgeous pipe. And I love the shape. I love how this is kind of angled. Everything about it, I think, I mean, again, even on video, really doesn't do it justice. In person, this is just a vibrant reddish orange, and the finish on it is just like almost like a lacquer luster finish. It's beautiful. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pipes, and it's even got a little bit of that plateauing on the top of the stem there too. Pretty slick. I really like this pipe. Okay, here is the next pipe. It is really cool. I was really attracted to the finish and the stem, that kind of orange stem look. I thought was kind of cool. It's a Lucite stem, 6 inches long, and this is the Joby Band 355. And this is made in France, and again, it's unsmoked. And they are known for putting these little decorative. It almost looks like a little bunch of grapes is actually what it kind of looks like in person. And then it's got this little double gold band here. And it's got this little embellishment tag on the top. It's like a little gold or brass like kind of inlay. Anyway, again, it was just one I saw. I kind of read about the company, and I get, like I said, that kind of is sometimes what will, attract me to, to a pipe, is kind of the story behind it. And so, this was a good manufacturer, and information I got on the internet, again, made me kind of like, this is pretty cool. But again, like most things, it's because I thought it looked good. That was the main part. All right, here's the next guy. This is a beastly thing. This was a cool pipe. Again, this is another one from Denmark, and it is called the Vintage Nording Sandblasted Danish Plateau. And again, here's that plateau part. And this is a really interesting pipe. They've had a really fancy wide stem on it, mouthpiece. I loved how rough and really how unfinished this thing is. It's got this kind of scaling effect to it. It's hard to tell, but it does have a very subtle, like waxed kind of coating to it. But you can see how where it's kind of like a subtle reddish stain here, but then the around the rim is kind of like a black run around it. I thought that was kind of cool. It's very unfinished. It's almost like a sitter, but it won't sit. Or a setter, I guess they call it. But I really like the shape of it. I really liked the kind of how unfinished it was. It looks like, a lot of pipes, they've got just this high, buffed out, glossy look to them. And this one's just kind of got that luster, satiny, subtle finish where you're really kind of just, it actually really lends to be able to see the details. You see all these ridges that run down it. I don't know, I just saw this one and I was kind of like one of those, I got to kind of have that one. So anyway, I just thought this was really bitchin', and the stem was kind of good complementary. This kind of subtle, I don't know, the coloring I think went with the finish of this nicely. Anyway, I thought this was pretty awesome, and I again haven't smoked this one yet, but I dig it and had to have it, so I got it. Okay, and here's actually one of my absolute favorite pipes. This thing is bitchin'. This is a Peterson Deluxe 106 is the model. Look at the grain on this. It's so beautiful. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this thing in focus. Look at the detail of that grain. There's bird's eye. There's that kind of flame grain going up. I just really love this very sleek, subtle, clean shape. So what I did was this is one of those ones that I read about, and what ended up being interesting about this pipe and why I really wanted it and I was really happy to get it is this was what is called a pre-Republic pipe. And so they basically, Peterson had the pre-Republic and the post-Republic pipes. And so this was one of the older pipes. This is actually made between 1947 and 1949. And so it was a very interesting time. These are a lot more collectible because it's the pre-Republic made between those dates. Pretty long pipe. It's 6 3/16, a vulcanite stem, no filter. And this is from Peterson's, are made in Ireland. And I just thought this is literally one of the ones when I won this auction, I was like, kind of high-fiving myself like, yes, I got it. And it's also got that little It's interesting. The hole is kind of up on top, which I always thought was kind of interesting on these pipes. But either way, I just absolutely love this pipe. Thought it was just beautiful. And then when I read about how collectible it is, and the fact that it was this is from 1947 to 49. This is probably one of the oldest pipes that I have. So I just thought that was awesome. Anyway, this Peterson made me happy. Okay, as you can see, here is another setter. This is a Pierre Morel Handmade model 636. This thing's pretty big. It's 5.5 inches long, and the bowl height is 2 1/8 long, or high. And it's pretty heavy. It weighs 2.85 ounces, so this is like a heavier of the pipes that I have. But you can see it's pretty unique shape. That's kind of what attracted me to it originally, was the shape was just kind of a trip. I think the grain, you can see the grain's really unique in there. I think it's really an attractive pipe. You see a lot of the bird's eye in this side. Yeah, let's see if I can really zoom in on that a little bit. See how beautiful that is? And so this is a pipe made in France. It's actually from Fiat, Maine, St. Claude, France. And so when I read about this Pierre Morel, I think the way it was talked about was that he didn't make many pipes, but so, getting one of these was kind of a unique thing. So that was, again, one of the reasons I was attracted to it, besides just, look at this, look at the grain in here. I just thought that was just awesome. And again, it being that kind of setter, it's kind of a cool thing. You can just kind of set your pipe down, and plus with a thick wall, how thick the wall is, you don't feel any heat into your hand when you're smoking it. So that's kind of a nice thing too. Anyway, that is the Pierre Morel Handmade 636. Okay, and here's the next one. This is a Stanwell Royal Breyer 64M Freehand, and this is from Denmark. So you can see this also, a lot of times when they talk about a freehand, they tend to have this kind of plateau that's left in that, natural wood. And this actually is what they consider to be basically what they call a pickaxe shape. Kind of looks like the shape of an axe. How it kind of comes down to a point down here like that. But I thought this was a unique one. Again, I don't have a ton of information on this one. But I just thought it was a nice shape. I thought it's hard to tell the color here on the camera. It looks a little more red. In real life, it's a little richer and deeper than this. You can see it's kind of got that luster finish. It's not like that high polished like finish, which I don't always like. Sometimes it looks perfect, but I really think this one looks good like this. A lot of character in this pipe. Yeah, pretty nice. I love this. I love these stems where the end is kind of fat, and how it just kind of goes in there. So no filter, and this just kind of slides right in. It fits perfectly. Really well made. I was really happy to get this one too. Sorry, my camera's kind of having a hard time figuring out what to focus on. But again, and the grain is really pretty too. There's a lot of kind of that flame grain. I know really what a lot of people are looking for is what they call that bird's eye look, but I also do like how this runs up. So you get a little bit of both. But again, overall, I just think it's a really good looking pipe. All right, and last but not least, got to throw in there this pipe. And why do I throw this one in there? Because, well, one, it's a pipe I own, and two, I smoke this pipe more than any other pipe that I own. This is what I mostly smoke out of. One, because a lot of the pipes I have, I got because I wanted to kind of collect them more than I wanted to smoke them. Some of the value of the pipes I have are that they have never been smoked. And so by smoking one of those, I'm assuming it would instantly decrease the value of it. So anyway, that's kind of why I figured I want kind of like a daily pipe that I could smoke, and then if I drop it or it gets messed up or I scratch it or it cracks, I really don't care. So what this is this is from the Missouri Meerschaum Company, and this is the Country Gentleman Corncob Pipe. So if you were to look up the Missouri Meerschaum pipes, this one is what they call the Country Gentleman. And you can get this one's straight, but you can also get it to where it's bent. The other thing I like about this one too is that it does have a filter. So you just slip in filters in there like it's a paper filter that just slides right in there. And so you're able to basically, filter out some of the stuff. So I thought, that's kind of a nice feature in my opinion. And it'll sit by itself, which is actually kind of nice too. So you can set it down, because these do, with the corncob pipes, they do get a little bit warm when you hold them if you're hitting them a lot. But again, these are cheap. They're made in the U.S. I believe they are from Missouri. I just got it at a local shop, and it was like $15. So again, this is a good pipe to have that smokes well. And if it got destroyed in a gigantic landslide or a tsunami or a twister takes it off into the sky, I wouldn't care less. I'd go buy another one for $15. So had to add this one here at the end because this really is the pipe I put the most time into. So that's it. That's all of my pipes. There you go. Oh, okay, we're done. And here's the last pipe, the one I deal with the most in my life. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing the pipes. I know it's been highly requested by a lot of my subscribers for several months now, and I promised I would make it, so here we go. We made it. I dig my pipes. I highly recommend that if you're a cigar smoker, you give it a shot. Like I would say, go get one of these little Meerschaum. You can literally find a different model. This is like the best model they make because it's better quality. Some of these corncob type pipes are literally like $5.99. You literally can try it once and say, I hate this thing, and throw it in the trash, and you've almost lost nothing. Another good way to go if you did want to try to get into pipes and you think you're really going to like it is like that first Bulldog that I showed you. You can get from Pipes and Tobacco, or pipesandcigars.com. They have a lot of those like starter sets where you get to pick a pipe. They give you like the lighter, the check tool for tamping, and usually like 3 pouches of tobacco. And it's not much. I think that it's like $59 or something like that. So the value is pretty good. I mean, you get quite a bit of stuff for that money, and really gives you everything you would need to try to get started in this. But again, if you've got a friend of yours like me that you hang out with that's got some pipe tobaccos and all the crap, the tools and stuff, you can just go pick up a pipe and, hey, say, could you come show me how to do this? And most of anyone in my position, or most people you probably know that are heard of your friends, would be like, yeah, totally, that's awesome, let's go do this. And so really all you need to go do is really pick up a $5 or $6 pipe, and you're good to go to try this out. So worst case scenario, you don't like it, and you just go back to your cigars and move on. No big deal. Nothing really lost. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. You may end up finding a new hobby that you're like, wow, this is freaking awesome. So I'd say it's worth a shot. Maybe give that a shot. Anyway, really happy to have finally made this video because I get asked a lot, say, hey, can you please just show us your pipes? So there we go. I'm finally got it done, and I'm really hoping you enjoyed seeing them. Again, I know if you're tuned in for cigars, you might be like, pipes, what are you doing? But again, I think they go hand in hand, and I think they're a good complement to each other. So anyway, Eric at SoCal Cigars, hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and maybe go give pipe a shot and see what you think. You never know. You may find a new little niche to your cigar hobby on the side. So anyway, Eric at SoCal Cigars, you have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.